July 18, 2025. The Epstein story refuses to die, its shadows stretching into the present. The connection between Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump remains a glaring, unresolved thread, one that powerful interests have tried to bury. This isn't about old scandals. It's about exposing how power shields predators and distorts justice. New leaks and unsealed documents keep surfacing, challenging the sanitized narratives we've been fed. Why is the Trump-Epstein relationship still taboo? Because pulling at it threatens to unravel a much larger web of elite complicity. The silence isn't due to lack of evidence. It's a managed void, designed to make us look away. But we can't afford to. The safety of the vulnerable and the integrity of our institutions are at stake. Epstein is gone, but his network and secrets remain. Recent whistleblower accounts have reignited an investigation many hoped was buried. This is about more than two men. It's about a system that allowed abuse to flourish in plain sight. Understanding the Trump-Epstein connection is a civic duty, not a partisan exercise. If Epstein could operate with the proximity of a future president, what does that say about our system? The stakes are immense, not just for those involved, but for public trust in justice itself. Every new revelation brings us closer to a reckoning that's long overdue. The story of Epstein and Trump is a warning. The darkest secrets often hide in plain sight. The pursuit of truth here is a marathon, and we're not done running. Trump and Epstein's story began in the bright lights of 1980s New York and 1990s Palm Beach. Both were drawn to wealth, women, and the exclusive world of the super rich. Trump, the brash mogul; Epstein, the mysterious financier. Together, they were fixtures at lavish parties and exclusive clubs. Their friendship was public, well-documented, and spanned over a decade. Epstein was a regular at Mar-a-Lago, Trump's Florida playground for the elite. Witnesses described them as inseparable at times, holding court among the powerful. Beneath the surface, a darker reality was forming, one built on mutual understanding of how to bend the rules. Epstein's wealth and connections opened doors for Trump. Trump's celebrity gave Epstein legitimacy. This was a relationship of strategic alignment, not deep emotion. They moved in the same circles, attended the same parties, and as later revealed, shared disturbing appetites. Trump once said, "I've known Jeff for 15 years, terrific guy, he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many are on the younger side." That quote, once a boast, now reads as a chilling admission. It reveals a culture of objectification and a casual disregard for the vulnerable. This mindset allowed Epstein's predatory behavior to flourish, right out in the open. The Trump-Epstein relationship ran deeper than parties and photos. Epstein's financial dealings and his mysterious wealth have long raised questions about his ties to Trump's business world. Investigators have probed for secret deals and shared investments, lines of inquiry that remain active. Their social circles overlapped, especially with figures like Ghislaine Maxwell, who was a familiar face at Trump's properties. Maxwell's presence at Mar-a-Lago suggests a level of acceptance that goes beyond casual acquaintance. The modeling world, too, was a point of intersection. Trump owned a modeling agency, while Epstein's associate Jean-Luc Brunel was later accused of trafficking. The overlap in how young women were recruited is a chilling prospect. Many shared acquaintances from Epstein's Black Book also appeared on Mar-a-Lago guest lists. This wasn't coincidence, it was deliberate cultivation of power. Trump and Epstein were hubs in a vast network, bridging spheres of influence. Understanding these threads is key. This isn't just about two men who partied together. It's about a culture of impunity that enabled unspeakable crimes. The full picture is far more damning than most realize. One of the most disturbing links between Trump and Epstein is the Mar-a-Lago incident involving a young girl. Maria Farmer, an early Epstein victim, testified that her underage sister was groped by Epstein at Trump's club. The alleged assault happened in plain sight, raising questions about the environment and Trump's awareness as club owner. Trump wasn't accused of participating, but his role as host is undeniable. Did he know? Did he witness anything? These questions haunt the case. Trump's team claims he banned Epstein after learning of his behavior, but the timing and reasons are murky. Some say the falling out was over a real estate deal, not morality. The shifting narrative suggests a convenient attempt to distance Trump from Epstein. The Mar-a-Lago incident is a microcosm of the larger cover-up raw victim testimony versus carefully managed PR. Whether the split was business or moral, it implies Trump was aware of Epstein's conduct. The nature of that awareness and what he did or didn't do remains explosive and unresolved. This event brings Epstein's crimes to Trump's doorstep. The truth likely lies in the uncomfortable middle. In 2025, the Epstein case is anything but dormant. New leaks and unsealed documents point to a potential cover-up, with threads leading close to Trump's White House. DOJ memos suggest political pressure to limit the Epstein inquiry, avoiding questions that might implicate powerful figures. Flight logs from Epstein's jets, now under scrutiny, show Trump's name and redacted entries possibly tied to his inner circle. The official reason for redactions, privacy, only fuels speculation of active concealment. Testimony from the Maxwell trial hints at a code of silence enforced by the sheer power of Epstein's associates. One sealed witness claimed Epstein boasted of protection from high-level figures, allegedly including Trump. Epstein's impunity appears to have been cultivated, not accidental. The investigation into Epstein's 2019 death, under Trump's appointee William Barr, remains plagued by unanswered questions and missing evidence. Reports allege internal reviews were curtailed and key surveillance tapes are unaccounted for. These anomalies feed the narrative that Epstein was silenced to protect powerful associates, including Trump. The specter of a cover-up grows with every new leak. Trump's response to the Epstein connection has been a masterclass in denial and deflection. The message, he barely knew Epstein, wasn't a fan, and claims to have banned him from Mar-a-Lago. When confronted with evidence, photos, quotes, the response is to minimize and dismiss. During his presidency, Trump pivoted from sympathy for victims to attacking rivals, muddying the waters. The strategy, reframe the conversation, confuse the public, and exhaust the press. Critics see the inaction of government bodies as part of a broader effort to contain the scandal. The 2008 non-prosecution deal for Epstein was orchestrated by Alexander Acosta, later Trump's Secretary of Labor. When Acosta's conflict of interest surfaced, he resigned, but claimed Epstein belonged to intelligence, a claim never fully investigated. Trump and his allies have shown little interest in real investigation or transparency. Instead, they attack the credibility of victims and journalists. This defensive posture suggests something to hide, not clarify. The wall of denial is cracking as new witnesses and leaks emerge. Silence from the top is its own confession. The Epstein-Trump saga is riddled with suspicious timelines and silenced witnesses. The story of Trump banning Epstein from Mar-a-Lago only surfaced after Epstein's 2019 arrest. There's no solid evidence from the early 2000s. This ambiguity feels strategic, not coincidental. Silencing witnesses through intimidation and legal means has been a hallmark of the case. Victims feared not just Epstein, but the powerful men around him, including a sitting president. Non-disclosure agreements and settlements enforced silence. The political climate during Trump's years added another layer of intimidation. Epstein's death in 2019, ruled a suicide, was surrounded by security failures, guards asleep, cameras malfunctioning, cellmate transferred. For a prisoner of Epstein's profile, these lapses are deeply suspicious. His death conveniently removed the greatest threat to his network. The fact it happened under Trump's Justice Department leaves a stain of suspicion. Delayed action against key associates like Maxwell and Brunel adds to the sense of a reluctant investigation. All these elements suggest powerful forces work to keep the full story hidden. Despite the risks, some voices refuse to be silenced. Survivors like Virginia Giuffre describe a world where girls were commodities for Epstein's powerful friends. Her testimony, and that of others, paints a picture of an international trafficking ring operating in plain sight. Legal experts express deep skepticism about the official narratives, noting a pattern of systemic failures that benefit the powerful. The connection to a sitting president created unprecedented motive for containment at the highest levels. Former Mar-a-Lago staff say everyone knew about Jeff and his girls. The culture was built on not asking questions. Insider accounts contradict claims that Trump was naive to Epstein's activities, suggesting willful blindness at best. The cumulative weight of survivor testimony and expert analysis is staggering. It reveals a system of abuse enabled by elite impunity. Epstein's power was borrowed from the influential men around him. Each enabler lent him credibility and protection. That's the core of the crime, and what remains unprosecuted. These voices are the conscience of the case, demanding a full accounting. The push for truth continues despite the risks. As new revelations emerge, the central mysteries of the Epstein-Trump connection remain unsolved. What was the full extent of their financial relationship? Who were the redacted names on Epstein's flight logs? What did Trump know and witness at Mar-a-Lago? The biggest question, what would Epstein have revealed if he'd lived to testify? His death left a void where the truth should be. Was it a tragic failure or a calculated act to protect the powerful? That question will haunt us for years. The contents of Epstein's black book and rumored videotapes remain the holy grail for investigators. Civil lawsuits and investigative journalism continue to force new disclosures. Whistleblowers from within the DOJ or Trump circle could still emerge. The truth has a way of seeping through, even when sealed by power and fear. We may never get a full confession, but every new piece of evidence brings us closer to understanding how these networks operate. The danger isn't just in past secrets, but in the systems that could shield the next Epstein. The urgency is in demanding transparency and holding every enabler accountable. The story isn't over. The next chapter depends on our collective pursuit of the truth.